IAJS's mission is to support and amplify research done by our faculty across all 7 schools so that it makes an impact on our understanding of race, ethnicity, caste, tribe, and nation, but then to go a step further, to make sure that we're mobilizing that understanding so that it has a real-world impact. I'm Tomás Jiménez. I'm the faculty director for Stanford's Institute for Advancing Just Societies. One thing that you should know about IAJS is that it is a connective tissue between the community of researchers that we are here at Stanford and the community of practitioners that is out there in the world. When you bring the insights of research and the insights of practice together, that's when you can really get at addressing some of the most fundamental challenges facing humanity today. And that is, how do we learn to live together across difference? On my mother's side, I'm the great-grandson of 4 Italian immigrants. My mother was raised by her immigrant grandparents and spoke the dialect of her immigrant grandparents. And on my father's side, I'm the son of a Mexican immigrant. And my father came to this country without legal documentation when he was a child. He worked as a child migrant farm worker well into his teenage years, and ultimately had the opportunity to legalize and become a citizen. And so part of it is with perceptions of not just individuals in my family, but the communities they come from as racially and ethnically different, racial and ethnically inferior. And to grow up in a household where different kinds of traditions come together, you see what's possible. And that biography in my family was playing out in other households that I was growing up around. And so I could see in many ways what was possible. When I look around at this country, I see incredible possibilities. When I look at this world, I see incredible possibilities. I really care about this work because in doing the work, I see how the kinds of things that were playing out in my life were not just about me. They're about the human experience. The challenges that come from divisions of race, ethnicity, caste, tribe, nation are global challenges. The Institute is not focused on a particular geography or a particular group. This is a global institute. What it means for Stanford to lead on that issue, which I would argue is one of the most pressing issues of our time, is to have an intellectual space, to have a physical space, and to have a community that is committed to using research to address those challenges. Collaboration is essential to the work that we're doing in the Institute. And we do that with partners beyond the university. There are multiple kinds of expertise that we can draw upon. Obviously, there's the research expertise that we have in abundance here at the university, but there's also the expertise that comes from practitioners who are doing work in communities, who are doing work in government, in nonprofits, in for-profits, and as everyday individuals to help realize racial and ethnic justice. And these are people who have real-world expertise that can contribute to how we ask the kinds of research questions we ask, the kinds of data we generate, the imagination we have about how we might use research so that they can do their work more effectively and that we can be better researchers too. I see so many bright spots. And so the Institute has an opportunity to lift up those bright spots, and not to lift them up just so that, we can all feel good about something, but because there's something that we can learn from those bright spots. The bright spots come from Elise Adams' work with organizations that guide Black women in cancer research and recovery, and how their recovery is better off because they work with those women. It comes from the Immigration Policy Lab's research showing that you can use big data to help resettle refugees in places where they're more likely to succeed. Those are bright spots that we can learn from, and we should be trying to scale. A just society is when every single individual has an opportunity to realize their full human potential without the impediments of racial, ethnic, caste, tribal discrimination. It's not something that we will reach and then we can all kind of relax and let things happen as they will. It needs constant tending. And when you have that spirit of being both a learner and a teacher, that's when the innovation starts to emerge.